Welcome everyone to the kickoff call for Global Hackfest 2026. We are really glad that you are here. And in this presentation, we will do a quick overview of what is in this hackathon. Just as a quick summary, there is 4 weeks to build. There is 10 prizes to win. There is $10,000 in total for prizes. And it's fully virtual and global, so no matter where you are joining from, you can participate. The build window runs from March 23, which was last week, through April the 20th. So we still have like 3 more weeks to build. And everything lives in the GitHub repository at Conflux Fans Global Hackfest 2026. That's your home base through the full event. So let's break down how the hackathon actually runs. There is 4 steps for the hackathon. First, you need to register and join the hackathon. You can head to Luma to register if you haven't already, and then get into this Discord server or Telegram as well, where the community lives. So you can go solo or form a team up to 5 people. This is for any skill level from anywhere in the world, so no gatekeeping here. Second, you need to build for 4 weeks from March the 23 to April the 20, and then, well, you can use open source libraries, frameworks, starter templates, and yes, of course, AI tools are also allowed. You can use Claude, you can use Curse or whatever tool you prefer. There is one hard requirement that is that Conflux has to be part of your project in a real meaningful way. So it's not just a cosmetic integration, let's say. So third, you need to submit once your project is ready. There is a few deliverables I will go through in detail in a upcoming slide. But at the high level, you will need to submit a public repo, a demo video, a short participant intro video, a go-to-market plan, and your project folder inside the repository. There is also a PR for electric capital, debt data, and a tweet. Those are the submission requirements, like in general, but we will cover each of those in a couple of minutes as well. So, and the first step is judging. There is a 1 week judging window after the submission closes, so no live presentations needed. Judges will review everything async, and as I mentioned, there is 10 prizes in total. There is 5 main awards and 5 category awards. Winners will be announced on April the 27th. So here is the key dates and timeline. Basically, we started the hackathon last week, and then we are here on the week number 2. So at this time, you should have already your idea locked. You should have been already registered. You should already have set up your team, ideally fork the repo, and maybe deploy something to testnet. The idea is that by next week you start like polishing already your project, so you can start shifting the focus to documentation, to go-to-market section, and getting ready for your demo video. And then on April the 20th, that's the deadline for submitting the project into the GitHub repository. There will be no extensions, no exceptions. Make sure your submission PR is submitted before the timestamp there, which is like the end of day of April the 20th. If there is any missing items, that might mean price ineligibility. So that's something you need to consider. Make sure your submission is complete. And finally, on April 27, winners will be announced, and at this point, winning teams will be asked to send a short pitch video. So one piece of advice for weeks 2 and 3 is that you focus on a single user flow that your demo needs. So front end to contract, and don't try to chase nice to haves. Just get the core loop and workflow working first. So let's talk about judging. Everything is scored out of 100 points total. That's the max score. And there is 5 categories. There is a 5-point bonus available as well, which I'll mention at the end. But starting with the key criteria, we have the technical quality, which is 25 points. Judges will look at your code, architecture, tests, and documentation. And like getting 20 to 25 score here means like solid code, clear structure, good error handling. We're not looking for perfection, but just making sure everything is okay. And regarding Conflux integration, that's the second criteria, which is also 25 points. This is a big one, and it's not about just deploying on Conflux. Judges will want to see like meaningful use of the network, like creative, intentional use of ESpace or core features, and also ecosystem fit. So if you get all of that, you can get between 20 25 points range there. The third criteria is user experience. This includes design, usability, onboarding, mobile. The key questions here will be like, does it work? Is it intuitive? Can someone land in your project and understand it without any help? That's like the key questions we will ask there. So this is also 20 points, and it's quite important as well. Then the next criteria is innovation. So here we will look if there is a new angle here, if a real world problem is being solved. Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel, but there you should be something that is actually worth building, let's say. And finally, the last criteria is presentation and documentation, which is 10 points. This will include like your demo video, your go-to-market plan, which both are required, and a clear, well-narrated demo with a strong focus on what you are building, so it's clear and it's easy to understand, like what's the problem it solves, what the solution you are proposing, and that's basically the 5 categories which will be evaluated during the hackathon. And finally, there is this bonus 5 points I mentioned. This is for posting a grant proposal on the Conflux forum. All the documentation is in the GitHub repository. There is an integration grants template you can use, but consider this is optional, so it's not a requirement actual for submission, but it's 5 free points, so take them. For the next slide, we have like prices and award tracks. As I mentioned before, there is the $10,000 in total prizes, which will be split across 2 prize pools. The 5 main awards are like 1.5K each, being 7.5K in total. These are awarded to the top 5 projects overall, based on the 5 judging criteria we just went through. There is no track required, it's just the 5 best projects will win here. Next, we have the 5 category awards, which is $500 each. In total, it's 2.5K, and these are awarded per track. There is here is the important part. You can win both a main prize and a category prize for the same project. So targeting the track is worthy. I suggest you consider these tracks as one of the key guidelines for your project idea. So the 5 tracks are the best USDT Zero integration. So this is for using the USDT Zero stablecoin on Conflux ESpace. Next, we have best AnchorX CNH integration, which is the Chinese yuan stablecoin, which is also on ESpace. The third track is the AI plus Conflux, which means like an AI agent, an AI powered app, which is also integrated on Conflux. And the fourth category is DeFi projects. Here we are talking about DEX, lending, yield, vesting, and so on. And finally, there is the best developer tool, which aims like to provide with SDKs and infrastructure for Conflux builders. So think where your project fits naturally and lean into that track. So there is 8 required deliverables plus 1 optional, and let me walk through them one by one. First, we have the public GitHub repo. which should have an open source license like MIT or Apache. And then a README following the template. The code must build and should run, of course. The judges will open it, will test it, and we will review the code as one of the main deliverables, let's say. The second deliverable is the demo video, which should be around 3 to 5 minutes max. It can be a YouTube link, a Loom link, or just a file in your repository. The structure should be like starting with an intro, then a problem, then doing a live demo of the project, then maybe explaining the architecture, the tech stack, and then a close section. So that's for the demo video. And then there is a second video, which is the participant intro video. This is new this year. This is from 30 to 60 seconds, so 1 minute maximum. The idea is to make it like front facing with clean audio and keeping it short and simple. This is planned to be used on an event on Hong Kong in the coming month, on May. So we will make a compilation of all the videos and create something nice for that event. And then there is a go-to-market plan, which is required as part of your README. Here you need to outline who are your target users, how do you distribute your project, what's the growth path, because you need to remember we're looking for projects that can be successful in the real world, let's say. Then the other submission requirements, of course, is the project in the projects folder. Like this is the actual submission. You need to open a pull request and fork the repository and add it to your folder. And yeah, just open the pull request, make sure you have all your submission requirements. So this is, I would say, the last step in the submission. And then there is 3 more deliverables. One is a PR to Electric Capital Open Dev Data, which is meant to be used as tracking your projects as you were Conflux developers as well. So this will be appearing on next Electric Capital report. They always send a report every year with all developers on each blockchain ecosystem. Then we have a tweet. The idea is you can announce your project tagging Conflux Dev and Conflux Network and the link to your repository. This is also for creating awareness and engagement with the community. And finally, we have the forum grant proposal, which is the optional 5 points bonus. You just post it on the forum, the Conflux forum, using the integration grants template. Just need to consider including a roadmap and a budget. We will probably have a workshop as well in the next weeks about how to prepare a good grant proposal. So all of this is due April the 20th. And yep, as I mentioned, there is no extension, so consider all the submission requirements. So, okay, then I will go through the rules. The rules, you can find them all in the repository, but here are a couple of things that matter the most. So on teams on eligibility, you can go solo or up to 5 people at any skill level, anywhere in the world. You just need to be 18 or have parental consent. And there is also no fixed track to declare upfront. On what you must build, it has to be built during the 4-week window. It must use Conflux in a real way, and your go-to-market plan is not optional. You must submit it as part of the requirement, as it is part of the judging criterion. And on code and repositories, a public GitHub is required, and README must follow the template, and code must build and run. On IP and licensing, you keep your copyright, and Conflux just gets non-exclusive rights to show your work. Building on your prior work is fine. You can continue building something you have started before, but just need to credit any third-party components or previous work you have done, and make sure it's clear what you have built for this hackathon in particular. And regarding judging and payout, there will be 1 week judging period. Winners will need to send a short video in order to receive the final payout, and the payout will be on CFX on eSpace. So regarding resources and tools, everything you need is already there. Let's say you don't need to have to start from scratch. We will cover this in more detail next week during the next workshop, but there are some quick links and information that I can mention now that can help you get started easily. Regarding documentation, the main portal is doc.confluxnetwork.org. This is the main documentation site. There is an eSpace quick start guide. There is full documentation about RPC endpoints, ConfluxCAN API, and there is lots of tutorials and examples that can get you started fast. Then there is lots of starter templates. Here, one of the most recent developments and open source tooling that we have available is the Conflux Dev Kit. So I suggest you all go to github.com/cfx devkit, and there you can find lots of different templates. Like you have eSpace hard hat template. There is lots of libraries, tools, AI agents, templates for monorepos, and yeah, it's a very comprehensive project that can help you get started very easily. And apart from this, there is also lots of other starter templates. For example, we have the Conflux scaffold, which is also full stack, including like a front end, which is connected already to Conflux. And there is also different projects that you can use as inspiration, let's say, or you can use as reference. There is the Conflux bounties repository on the Conflux files GitHub, and there is, I think that is already like 8 bounties that were submitted, and they are already published there with tools and examples and boilerplates that you can use to get started. So this is also very helpful. And then there is also all the projects that were built on the previous hackathon, which is Summer Hackfest 2025. There is like over 10 projects that were submitted last year. So you can also check them out and see if there is anything that you can use as inspiration or reference for building your own projects. Then we have the Conflux skills repository. This is new and haven't been announced yet. I was planning to do so tomorrow, so you're getting an alpha here. But there is a new repository on the Conflux fans organization for GitHub, which includes 3 different skills for AI agents that you can use on Cursor, Claude, Codex, or any agent that supports skills, even like OpenClaw, Hermes, or any of these new agents. So you can just load the skills, and there is 3 different skills, like one for checking information from the API for ConfluxCAN. There is another one for RPC, and there is another one for development on Conflux that has all the instructions and key context required for an AI agent to build on Conflux. So these 3 skills are already available there for anyone to use. So feel free to leverage them. And then there is also examples for grant proposals, for example, in the forum that you can use as reference. And there is lots of PRs in the Electric Capital repository that you can also use as reference for yours. So this is the main key resources I guess you should know. And as I mentioned, next week we will have a full workshop about all the different resources, and we'll cover them in more detail. So here I'm at almost the last part regarding community and support. Any help you need during the hackathon or after the hackathon, you can just reach out to us on Discord. Here you can ask any questions, or Telegram. There is also the Conflux Dev Telegram. So whatever you prefer, we can provide support there. And there is also office hours. There is a Calendly link on GitHub where you can have a Q&A with the Conflux engineers. Just book a one-on-one slot using the link, and we can support you that way. And finally, there is the GitHub discussions, there is the Conflux forum, there is also the Twitter account. You can get support and get insight on any of these. So that's basically all I had prepared. So there is no fixed tracks. Best 10 projects will win, and let's get ready for the deadline, which is the April the 20th. And of course, start with the repository, review all the documentation, and reach out to us if you have any questions or need any guidance. Feel free to reach out. So go build something great, and good luck, everyone.